Yo, I'm gonna teach you the single best way to become more masculine, and that is controlling your emotion. Now, this is without a doubt the hardest thing that a man can do. If you've ever tried to control your emotions in any situation, anger, lust, fear, sadness, it is extremely difficult. And we as humans, as animals, as organisms are wired by our emotions. Our emotions are algorithms created by our biology through millions of years of evolution for us to make specific decisions in order to survive and reproduce. However, we live in a different society nowadays where it is absolutely essential and impeccable for us to control our emotions, because if we do not, we will fall victim to the society that has been created around us. This society has programmed us to be emotional, and this is why crime rate, mental health, suicide, and depression has increased significantly over the past few years. It is because of the rise of weak men being emotional men, and emotional men being the ones who usually commit the crimes. If you ever think of a stoic, wise leader, do you think they're the people committing the crimes in our society? Absolutely not. This is how we get malicious people in our society, and this is how we must stop it, by becoming more stoic and promoting stoicism and being in control of your emotions. So emotional control is the essence of stoicism, which is the whole practice that I recommend you go through if you are trying to control your emotions, because without a concrete plan as to how you're going to tackle this, it is going to be pretty much impossible to actually make progress on this path. Most people will not even attempt to do this in their lifetime. So the fact that you're watching this video and are going to implement the things I'm telling you in this video later out in the day and throughout your life is already a huge step in the right direction. So congratulations to you. Keep watching the video and make sure you're taking notes, at least take mental notes, so you know what you're doing when you try and control your emotions. You're gonna fail so many times, but once you get it done, once you eventually start becoming more in control of everything, it will be so worth it, and you'll be thankful for the sacrifices you have made. Now, in the modern day, it has become much more difficult not to be controlled, as we have literally been programmed to be slaves. These companies use our biology to take advantage of them. Examples are the porn industry, video games. These industries literally use how we are built and programmed in order to make money for themselves, in order to take our money, take our time, and take our attention. Attention, quite literally, is our greatest currency in the modern day. The higher powers of society use your biology, use your natural desires for these things that they have artificially created in order for you to forcefully work for them to earn money, so that you can buy those pleasures with the money that you earn from working for the government, where it's not really work that you want to do most of the time. I mean, I don't know a lot of people who like working 9 to 5. They forcefully go to these jobs so they can get money, so they can buy things that they're not even going to use. Why are you doing this? Control yourself, control these urges that you have. Once you delete these urges, these desires, these false gods in your life, you are not going to be so tied to earning money, and you're more so going to pursue your goals. Maybe you're going to earn money for a better cause. Maybe you're going to earn money in order to support your family and your future family that you're going to have. That is a way bigger investment, a way more masculine and stoic investment for your future. It is not some foolish thing. You're not going to buy the next iPad or the next iPhone or the next car. You are not going to spend your money on false things that the government has created so that you work harder for them. By being in control of your emotions, you essentially free yourself from the rat race. Do you know how many people have fallen for the rat race? Do you know how many people go to their jobs working like zombies, not even paying attention, day by day by day by day, just for pleasure? There isn't anything much more masculine as being your own man and being in control of everything and having true freedom over your own decision. By freeing yourself from these powers, you now have control over what you pursue, and it's not going to be about fame or status or money any longer. As I mentioned, it's going to be about your purpose. You're going to do something meaningful in your life. You're going to start pursuing meaning instead of expediency. And of course, if you know anything about masculinity, you know that setting goals and pursuing them is basically the essence of masculinity. Let's talk a little bit about what emotions actually are. So what happens, what do you think of when you imagine emotions? You probably think of anger, sadness, maybe fear, but it goes much deeper than that. There are things like hunger, sexual arousal, jealousy, and avarice, all under the same roof of emotion. You don't even notice, but these biological things that may come up in your subconscious that you don't even realize, dreams that you may have that reflect who you are as a person in real life and the emotions you feel, you might not even realize these things, but there's so much more than just anger, fear, sadness, and like the basic things they teach you in kindergarten. Think of the 7 deadly sins. I'm not talking about the anime, the shitty anime. I'm talking about the 7 deadly sins that have stood for thousands of years, I think. They are lust, greed, envy, gluttony, wrath, sloth, and pride. These can all be expressed as emotions. So if you think about it, wrath can be expressed through anger, lust can be expressed through sexual arousal, envy is obviously jealousy. These are all emotions that we feel. So for some reason, society today thinks it's okay to celebrate sin, as we have people celebrating pride, lust, greed, and all these horrific and malevolent diseases and desires that are quite literally made to degrade man. This society is degrading because we are celebrating these sins. There's so many ways you can feel emotions that you've never thought of. It's way deeper than you think. It goes much farther than you ever imagined. And it is so important to be in control of whatever influx of emotion and drive that you feel in the day. Whatever kind of feeling that you get, just random feelings that come up that just, they feel like they're engulfing you in some sort of aura and you can't control it. If you learn to control those feelings, you will quite literally be an unstoppable man. However, disclaimer, it takes a long time to actually control everything. I'm not even close, okay? I've been trying to do it for around a year now, and I'm not even close. Like, it takes forever. It is not easy to be in control of all these things. It is not easy to be stoic. It is not easy to be masculine. That is exactly why we do these things, because they are not easy to do, because they will provide us value in the future. Even if you fail, you're gonna fail hundreds, thousands of times. Even if you fail, you are still on the path and you are still making progress and you are still ahead of 90% of society. Now, how do we actually become less emotional? How do we come in control of these urges? Now, this is a very hard section for me because as I mentioned, I've only been doing this whole thing for like a year. There's so much I learned, but there is way more that I have not learned. It's like the iceberg. The tip of the iceberg is what I've learned, but the bottom under the water is what I still have to learn. But regardless, I will share the things that I've learned throughout this journey so far. Sleep, meditation, and consciousness are essential, and these three correlate together perfectly. If you don't have good sleep, your meditation, your consciousness, your presence will suffer. If you don't meditate, you're not going to be present and your sleep's going to suck because you have so many thoughts going on in your head. These three, if you have them all down and you work them all out, it's perfect. Your life is going to work in order and you're going to be much more likely to control these urges that come up. It honestly goes as simple as just being a masculine man, doing what Adonis, the perfect masculine man, would do, doing the good things, especially when you don't feel like it. That is all you really need to do. And it's very simple, but so many men don't do it because it's difficult. And as I mentioned, you're going to fail hundreds of times, but as long as you keep getting back up, you will make progress on this journey and you will learn how to control your emotions better and better each time you fall. Emotional control is quite literally the best thing you can do for yourself. It's at least one of the best things you can do for yourself. And it's how we can fix the degrading society we live in today. If you want to fix the world we live in, if you think the world is a terrible place, which it is, the best way to start in making it a better place is to make yourself a better person. Set your house in order before you criticize the world. Remember, I'm with you on this journey. I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying on this grind. I'm with you, bro. We're all gonna make it. Keep moving forward. And remember, reject mediocrity and embrace mastery. See ya.